Hi, I'm Rob from HopZine.com. Thanks for joining me for another video beer review. This time we are looking at another bottle of beer from Tiny Rebel in Newport, Wales. It is part of their Tiny Rebels Tiny Batch Edition series. It is number 3 in that series and it's called Hotbox Smoked Indian Ale, 5.7% ABV. One good thing about these labels, which I really like, it's got a QR code and it works, which is an absolute amazing thing, because a lot of times these things just go to something that is completely unrelated. But the cool thing is, on top of that, they have all the details about the brew. So I can give you quite a lot of information about it. It's 49 IBUs, relatively low I guess. The malt bill, which I guess is the important thing with this, with a smoke beer, it says Pale, Rauch, Munich and Carafa. So it's got some Carafa in it, so essentially it might be a bit darker I guess. Hopped with Pacifica and Pacific Jade, interesting selection. And then it's dry hopped with Columbus. Once again, a very small batch. I've been let down by this range so far. I'm not impressed. They're gonna seem like I'm not gonna damn it even before I've kind of finished it. But yeah, the last two I've had, I've not really impressed. I have had this chilled, but this is, I'm pouring very aggressively trying to get a bit of head on this, but that's not a bad size. It's a very foamy kind of like bubbly top on that, which looks like when you put a dollop of ice cream in a glass of cola. So I'll just put my phone down. It kind of looks a bit like that. That kind of bubbly. But beneath that, to give them credit, it looks like a nicely tightly packed head. The beer in the glass, a really mucky looking chestnut kind of brown ale. Looks like a brown ale. Looks like Newcastle Brown actually. The head, as I said, tight in the middle, frothy and foamy like a cappuccino on top. Looks a bit kind of bubbly, to be honest. I was a bit worried because it poured pretty flat to start with, but that's not a bad idea. It's a decent looking beer actually. I guess this is the interesting part, smelling it. It's a smoked beer, so interesting. It's definitely got that. I think I'm being swayed by the colour. It does have that kind of brown ale quality to it. That kind of wholemeal bread. It's not a bad smelling beer actually, this. It's got big, quite piney resinous hops. Not sticky and piney, quite a fresh pine. I'm going to cup my hand over it because I've got a full glass. I don't usually pour such a full glass, but yeah, quite a nice citrus, maybe pineapple, definitely grapefruit, and you can definitely smell that Carafa in there. Adding a slightly carbon note, like dry coffee, like you've just broken the seal on top of a Nescafe. And a hint of kind of milk chocolate, drinking chocolate actually, powder, cocoa powder. That smells nice. Not that smoky at all. So let's dive in. It smells pretty good actually. It smells like a black IPA. So let's dive in. Cheers. That's not bad, that. I'm going to say it now. This is the best beer that they've done as part of their Tiny Rebel Tiny Batch series, without a doubt. Nicely done. And I kind of take my hat off to them because they ain't called it a black IPA. That's become a bit trendy. So I'm in favour of smoked Indian ale. Yeah, because it has got a mild smoky note, but not too much. Initially, I'm getting, it's quite the flesh of a red apple. Big waxy kind of red delicious. Then definitely that Carafa's coming through big time with that slight hint of licorice, black coffee, and it builds to a really nice kind of bitterness in the middle really builds quite quickly, which becomes very big on the kind of espresso, really kind of like double shot espresso, but balancing nicely with a big fresh hop flavour, which is a big prickly perfumed grapefruit. And after that carafa drops out, that hop flavour continues. As I said, perfumed, piney, but definitely big time, kind of quite tingly grapefruit. Excuse me. All in all, that kind of drinking chocolate flavours just in the background lurking around. There's a bit of a swampy note in there which I'm not in love with. But all in all, it's a really tasty beer. I get a little bit of smoke, but if you'd have told me this was a smoke beer, I don't think I'd have got that. There is a bit of smoke, and it's more the kind of smoked meat quality that sometimes if you're making smoked meat, you can kind of paste on this stuff. And it's got a little bit of that going on. But what I'm liking is that speciality malt joining with those big fresh hops, and it has a lovely big assertive fresh hop flavour, and it does taste lovely and fresh. So I'm impressed. I'm impressed, and probably one of my favourite beers from Tiny Rebel so far. Still leading the charge. Urban IPA, a lovely beer. Got a friend coming over from America soon. I might have to try and source a bottle of that for him because I know he'll enjoy that. Because it's a beer to be proud of. These that I'm without a doubt, it's a lovely beer. Is Urban IPA. I'm gonna keep going on about that beer until everybody's drunk it and good drinks. It's a bloody good beer. Anyway, so that's a bottle of Hotbox Smoked Indian Ale, 5.7% from Tiny Rebel in Newport, Wales. A lovely smoky-ish brown IPA. It works for me. Anyway, I'm Rob from HopZine.com. See you next time. Cheers.